C3, D is 4, etc., up to I, which is 9, and then J is 1, K is 2, etc. So as a numerologist, when I give you a reading, I will take your full name on your birth certificate, and then I will decode it. So I will attribute numbers to all of the letters in your name, and then you add all of those numbers up together until you get your expression or your destiny. So all of the letters in my name add up to, I think it's 102. So 1 plus 0 plus 2 is 3. So my expression is 3. So that's your expression. Then there is your heart's desire or your soul's urge. Oh, so your expression number is your natural gifts, talents, and abilities, and how you best express yourself as a human being. Again, you don't have to move the vibration of that number. If you don't, life is probably going to be slightly trickier than it would be if you were moving with it, and you probably wouldn't necessarily be in flow. If you're aware of that vibration, you're going to get a double thumbs up from the universe. The same. So, so your heart's desire and your soul's urge, this comes from all of the vowels in your name. And this basically represents your what motivates you in life, what has you jumping out of bed in the morning. And this permeates through your entire life. And it is it's where you can have soul connections with people and not really know why. So sometimes you probably meet people in life and you just connect with them on a vibration, and you don't know why, and you can't put your finger on it. Any two people that share the same heart's desire or soul's urge number, they're gonna be connected probably for a long time. You don't necessarily have to get married and make babies or become business partners or whatever, but there's a knowing at a soul level with this number. There's two people in my life who've got exactly the same heart's desire and soul's urge, and no matter how many times they've broken up and been apart, they just keep coming back together like boomerangs. And even though they've got other numbers in their charts, which are kind of slightly juxtaposed, so it's not that their relationship is completely plain sailing, but they are connected on a soul level because they share that same number in the same position. So for me, this is a 1. So yeah, this is from the vowels of your name. And then the next number is your personality level. So your personality number comes from all the consonants in your name. And this is how people see you on the outside, first and foremost. It's people's general first impressions of you. And for me, this is a really important one to know, because sometimes how we come across and how we are actually inside are really, really different. For some people, they might have the same personality number as something else in their chart. So, it's kind of what you see is what you get. But for other people, they can come across one way. But if you're a 7 personality, for example, I gave a reading to someone recently, they're a 7 personality number. And he was like, people just think I'm really aloof and I'm really enigmatic. And they don't really get me, they don't really understand me. I don't get it. Like, I don't have anything to hide. And I was like, well, that's your personality. Like, that's just how you come across. Like, it's your vibration. But if someone's coming into contact with you and they don't even have that number in their chart, for example, they're going to be confused by you, period. But when we're aware of how we can kind of come across or what our personality is, we can better understand how people perceive us, perhaps. And more importantly, we can be true to that and not necessarily change to fit other people or what they want, because they're just looking perhaps for a different vibration. So what else to tell you about the personality number? Metaphorically, it's like a corridor that you would walk down before you got to the grand room that has all your other numbers in. So it's the journey that someone would need to take in getting to know you before they got to know all the other 4 numbers that are in the chart. That's your personality. So for me, it's an 11-2, and I'll come on to this in a minute, but up until a couple of years ago, I was vibrating here and here. And this is an important one if you happen to have a master number in your chart, because if you do, you have the choice as to which number you vibrate at. There is a lower vibration and a higher vibration. A lot of people that I come across, especially in their formative years, would have vibrated at a lower frequency because they wouldn't have known how to vibrate at that high frequency. They wouldn't have understood it. Other people wouldn't have understood that. So it would have just been easier for them to just turn the volume down on that vibration rather than vibrate at that frequency. And then the last number is your maturity number. So this is a really, really awesome number and is one that has actually explained why numerology came into my life. So your maturity number is your ultimate purpose, your ultimate goal, the real reason why you're here. It can only come in, this vibration can only come in from the age of 35 onwards. For most people, it's coming practically between the age of 35 and 45. For some people, if you're particularly awake, it can come in as early as 30. Mine came through like a couple of years ago when I was 32, so it was quite early for me. It can't come in any earlier than people who are under the age of 30. They're like, it's like the vibration, it just means nothing to them. They're like, I can't even comprehend that. There was someone I gave a reading to, and her maturity is an 8. And I was like, you're going to be involved in business and abundance and money and financial material wealth. She's just like, I was like, it's okay. It's like 6 years away. But when you get there, things will start shifting and changing. And everything that we do in the first 30 years of our life prepares us for this vibration. This is calculated by adding a life partner expression to me. It's a 7. And as you'll see in my chart, there is no 7 present anywhere. So this, for me, is a completely new vibration. It is a vibration that is associated with science, technology, philosophy, psychology, metaphysics, spirituality, esoteric realm. So when all this stuff started coming into my life, I was like, what the heck is this? Why am I interested in reading about all this stuff and going on these crazy courses? And why do I care about sacred geometry and numerology and astrology and the quantum field and chakras, and why do I want to do yoga, and why do I care about meditating? That number has a lot to answer for itself in my life. The cool thing is that the more I learned about the 7, the more I was able to integrate it. 7 vibrations. The other cool thing with the maturity number is when you start to move into that vibration, the universe brings you people who have that vibration in their chart to help you out. And people, I can't tell you the number of people that have shown up in my life who have a 7 elsewhere who are like, yeah, I've been reading about this stuff like years. Like, where have you been? Like, I haven't been anywhere, it just wasn't coming until now. And that's cool because for a long time I was like, oh, why does it all come in now? And it couldn't have come in at any other time because this is the time it was going to come in. But yeah, even when I went back home I was guided to go to Glastonbury, and I said in like reading the books about sacred places to go and the laylands and everything. And a friend of mine from school who I'd not seen for 10 years shows up out of the blue, has decided to come back from New Zealand at exactly the same time. And I'm following my intuition. I'm like, oh, hey, Joe, do you want to go to Glastonbury? And he was like, yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to be showing him around, like, places. We get there. And he's just like, well, we should go here, we should go there, and we should do this, and we should eat in this place. And this is a really magical place. I'm like, how does he know all this stuff? That evening, I do this chart. This is a life path. And he's been aware of all of this information information his whole life, but he'd just not been aware of it and hadn't been using it. He's like, oh yeah, my mom used to sell esoteric books to the esoteric bookshop and you can Glastonbury every week, and my name is close up above my hand. So when we become aware of our chart, and especially this one, the universe starts bringing people and vibrations into our lives to support us with that. So that's like the left hand or right hand side of the chart. And then the other awesome, cool part of numerology is the predictive nature of numerology. So the predictive nature of numerology comes in life cycles. And according to numerology, there are 3 major life cycles that run through our life. So just the same as our life path is like a major theme and a plot that runs through the whole thing, our life cycles are like medium-sized themes that run through our lives. And our life cycles come from our date of birth. The first life cycle is from the month that we're born, the second life cycle is from the day that we're born, and then the last life cycle is calculated in the year that we're born. So these are my life cycles. And interestingly, this life cycle actually finished for me in 2013, and I started a new life cycle at the beginning of 2013. And this is when a massive and major shift happened in my life. So again, I got my visa on the 12th of the 12th of the 12th. That was when my spiritual awakening was activated. And I moved into a completely new life cycle, and I also moved into a new turning point as well. So retrospectively, I've been able to rationalize why a whole bunch of freaking crazy stuff started happening in my life, and I then knew that I wasn't crazy and that it was in my numbers. And not that it was predestined, but it's because the vibration that each number carries is really, really broad, but it's a really good way of just understanding what's happening in our lives. And there's a complex calculation that you need to use to calculate that. Anyone that does the course, I will teach you how to do that, but we do not have time to calculate. And then there are turning points. And there are in our lives. So just the same as you've got your life path, and you've got the 3 medium-sized life cycles, which are medium themes. These are about 30 years in duration. They're all thereabouts, 27, 28, 29, 30. And the final one runs, I think it runs to 2040 for me, and then this one is just like 2040 plus. So I'm just going to do the 9 vibration from that age onwards. So anyone who still knows me there, I will be doing lots of philanthropic work then. Who knows how it will manifest. And then there are 4 turning points. So these are like mini baby cool things that run through our lives. The middle 2 are 9 years in duration. The first one's a bit longer. The last one's from that year till whenever the soul pops off and goes to hang out somewhere else when it decides. But again, according to numerology, these vibrations that we're given are to help and support us in living our purpose, moving with the vibration of our life path, expressing ourselves in the way that we need to express ourselves, fulfilling our heart's desire and our soul's urge, and just being cool in our personality. This just like, I've talked about this for literally days, weeks, months, years, but there's so much information that's connected to every number and its position, and the guidance that comes with that number. And when you start moving through that vibration, life just gets easier. It's that simple. It's just that simple. So my first turning point was 4, and I'm in 11 now. So my first turning point was 1980 to 2013, and then I moved into an 11 in 2013. So again, this is when I had my spiritual awakening. So this 11 has a lot to answer for itself as well. And this 4 has a lot to answer for itself too, because the 4 vibration is the builder vibration. So anyone with a 4 in their chart or a 4 hanging out over here, they're going to be being taught how to get shit done, ram things, lay foundations, processes, systems, lists, order, and there are a lot of lessons that come from this vibration. And this is the other thing. If source or spirit or the universe is wanting to give us messages or teach us specific things, it will repeat numbers in our charts. There are no coincidences that I have a 22 and a 4 and a 1 and an 11 and a 22 and an 11 and a 2 and a 4 and an 11. Like, those vibrations are there to teach me a lot. Before, I just kept getting burnt out. 4s can just go. They can just go and go and go. They can run on empty. They can work any hour that God sends. But then one of the things that they learn is not to do that, or not way. And also, anyone with a 2 or an 11 in their chart, really sensitive. Very important to have balance in one's life. If you have a 2, an 11, and a 4 in life, not only are you prone to burnout, but you're also hypersensitive as well. So there is so much that numbers can help us with and guide us in the direction of, with regards to knowing ourselves and knowing how to move with the vibration of the numbers in our charts in a healthy way versus a not so healthy way. So yeah, I've already learned some really, really painful lessons from some of the numbers in my chart. So where are we? Okay, cool, perfect. So what I'm going to do now is, and I would imagine probably every person that has already done this, we're all going to calculate our life path numbers. I'm just going to talk through top level what each number means, just so you guys get a feel for that. Okay, so how many people in the room have already calculated their life path number? Okay. I knew it. As soon as I put it out there, I was like, so the other thing to note is that all numbers are created equal. So 33 isn't any better than 1, and 5 isn't any better than 3, and 9 isn't any better than 7. They all just carry their own frequencies. It's like saying, oh, F's better than G, or B flat, I don't know. So they're all equal. They just carry different energy, a different frequency, a different theme, and a different meaning. So that's the most important thing. Our logical, linear human brains be like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm a 2. That's not as good as a 7 or whatever. It doesn't work like that. It's just, again, according to numerology, when our souls enter our bodies, we're given a date of birth and we're given a name, and that's our blueprint. We can affect it, and we can change it, and we can also ignore it if we choose to, because one of the gifts that we've been given as humans on this planet is free will. So we can just go, what else? But again, we can change the whole frequency of our blueprint and our chart if we change our name. We can't change our date of birth, although I have to give it to someone who the universe changed their date of birth. Leave that story for another time, but it's hilarious. I learned so much about numerology. No, I will tell you the story because it's really fun. So this person was born a 4 life path. And they were on the brink of having to go into the military. The military, perfect for a 4 life path. Rigid, order, structure, like yes. This person, or the soul in this person, didn't want to go to the military. They wanted to go traveling instead. So somehow they were traveling, and during their trip, they lost their passport. The passport got replaced, and their date of birth was wrong. They got it wrong. They got the year wrong by 1 year. So they were actually made a year younger than they were actually born. So their life path changed from a 4 to a 5, and that changed this person's entire life. Because the difference between a 4 vibration and a 5 vibration is massive. The 5 vibration is very carefree, very adventurous, very focused on travel and change and going here, there, and everywhere. Very, very different to the 4. And when I was talking to this person's partner about it, and I was describing, because she gave me their original date of birth, and I was describing the 4, she was like, "That's nothing like the partner. They're nothing like that. That's completely wrong." And then they told me the date of birth that everything got changed in my passport. And I was like, "Oh, the 5." And I started explaining the 5. She was like, "Oh my God, that's totally him. That's totally him." I was like, wow, the universe changed this person's life path inadvertently through, this is how sources, taking care of things that we. So, yeah, most people have a date of birth and it sticks with them their whole life. Some people change their names. So, if we get married, we change our names. Most of the time it's women, although I had an amazing English teacher growing up and her husband took her name. So he would have changed the entire vibration frequency of his chart because he took her name. And she would have maintained hers. There are some women who, and I'm one of them actually, who knows what will happen, but I felt very strongly at the soul level, I'll never change my name because it would change the whole vibration frequency of the chart. Maybe something will happen at some point where my mind will change, but up until now. And there are some women that I meet who are like, yeah, I'm married, but I never wanted to change my name because there's a reason for it. Equally, there are women that I've given readings for because it's been favourable for me to change the frequency of them. Really, really favourable. I gave a reading to a healer recently, and she brought in a whole bunch of master numbers that weren't present. And she kept the name even though she divorced, and now she's considering whether she changes her name again if she gets married. So again, it's a really important one because even when we change our name, the blueprint of the vibration of the name that we're given when we're born never changes. It never, ever, ever, ever changes. But what happens is there's a flavor. There's a new essence that gets kind of layered on. So anyway, life path. So how many ones? So the one life path is the independent leader. So this vibration. This is awesome. This is a really strongly entrepreneurially spirited human being. And anyone who is a 1 life path, they're never going to do very well following anyone. Ever. I mean, it's the same for anyone that's got a 1 in their charts as well. Like I'm a 1 heart's desire, and I was always drawn to entrepreneurially spirited companies. Like I worked for Virgin. I've worked for some, amazing companies, but the whole time I was like, I don't want anyone to tell me how to do this. I've got a much better way of doing this. It's also vibration. So anyone who's a 1 life path is really innovative. So they're really gifted at finding new innovative things that other people might not have thought about, and they're really good at taking something that already exists or has existed and innovating it and improving upon it and making it better. They're very inspirational people as well. So they're really, they're kind of the pet talkers of the human race. But these people are just natural born leaders, and people will gravitate towards you to be led, so to speak. So that's the 1 vibration. So 2, how many 2s do we have? 2 life paths. So the 2 life path is the cooperative peacekeeper. So again, we're just looking at the life path. There are so many other numbers in our chart, so it's always important to take those into account, but this is just the strongest vibration. So the quality peacekeeper, these people are here to literally keep the peace. Wherever they go, they bring peace, calm, balance, serenity to any situation, whether it's a place of work, where you live, your relationships, your families, projects that you're working on. It's a very sensitive vibration. Twos do not like unrest, anger, rage, anything like that. They can walk into a room and feel the energy without really saying anything. Very, very, very sensitive vibration. Really important if you're a parent, if you have a child that has a 2 or an 11-2 in their chart, they need quiet time, and peace, and calm, and tranquility, they need space to experience that. If they don't have that, it's not really a fun time for them. So that's the 2. Again, I mean, every vibration is beautiful, but these guys are here to spread peace. Spread peace all the time. So 3, how many 3 life paths have we got? 30. Oh, okay, we'll get to that.
So how do you figure out who's going to go?
You add all of the numbers in your date of birth together. So I was born on the 2nd of the 11th. So 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9, and I was born in 1980. Yeah. So 2 plus 1 is 4, and then 9. 4. Oh, I can't even do this. I can't do mental arithmetic, but there's a limited belief where numerologists equals 22. So what's your date of birth?
22nd of the 6th, 92.
22nd of the 6th, 1992?
Yeah.
Okay, we can
Okay.
price for the quickest calculation. 31, 4. 4. Okay, so you're a 4 life path. Cool. We're coming on to that. So 3. So this is the self-expressive creative. This makes so much sense for you, my darling. Magical colour. Put money on that, for sure. So the 3. So 3s, life paths, so anyone with a 3 in their chart are naturally incredibly creative people. So whether it's music, singing, dancing, acting, painting, anything that is involved with self-expression or creativity, a 3 will be present. If it's your life path, then it's really strong. Very chart, so for me, it's my expression. And this is another vibration that I'm learning to lean into more. It wasn't a vibration that was supported when I was little, unfortunately. But the more I'm leaning into it, the more awesome things are happening in my life. So, what else to tell you about 3? Equally, if you don't have a 3 in your chart, it doesn't mean to say you're not creative. It's just going to come as naturally to you as people who have it in their charts. And the people that have it in their charts need to be living with that vibration because they're here to teach it and to be the example. So, okay, 4. This is for Jake. And who else? We've got other 4s. Okay. Oh, my peeps. I don't know why, but I love people with 4s in their charts because we take life far too seriously sometimes and we're a bit rigid and getting shit done. Making lists and having fun with spreadsheets and stuff like that. So numerologists refer to this as the builder, but it's the GSD, the get shit doners. So this is an important vibration to know about. If you don't have it in your chart and you like organizing stuff and planning stuff just freaks you out and annoys you and you see much rather than someone else do it. Because you can actually call in people that have those vibrations in their charts to do that stuff for you if you don't want to. So it's really important in business. So There's a friend of mine who's just got 3s and 6s in their charts, and they're really creative and they're an amazing healer, but they just are really disorganized. And the 3 is a very scattered energy as well. So if you've got that vibration in your chart and no 4 present, you will manifest people in your life to bring order to it. What you can do, if you're wanting to use numbers to manifest, you can call people who have certain vibrations in their charts into your life. And this is why anyone that wants to co-create with me, I've had some people wanting to work for me, not that we've got there yet, but they're like, oh, this is weird, I just need a bit of birth and maybe I just need to see your chart. That's it. Because receiving actually means jack shit. Especially if you've not been living in truth and you've been doing what your mum and dad said you should do, or what you thought you should do, or how you thought you should live. So I actually end up knowing way more about most people than they do just by seeing the chart. And I know, I mean, vibration I know if someone's in truth or on purpose or not, but now numbers are there, the universe is giving numbers to actually explain it, ground it. So that's the 4 builder. And 5 is, how many 5 have you got? You 5 on 4?
Not perfect.
Okay, it's in your chart. So free spirited adventurer. Okay. So 5s are just limitless beings. They are, the 5 is like the complete opposite to the builder. Whilst the builder again is very ordered and a bit rigid and very structured and orderly, the 5 is the complete opposite. So 5s will be the first person to, take the bungee jump out of planes. They're just basically complete nutters. It's the vibration that I, as someone who doesn't have that in my chart, have never understood. 5s actually kind of freak me out a little bit. But keep manifesting them in my life because I'm here to learn that vibration from them. So I was actually looking at the charts of all of my ex-boyfriends. Not only do all of them have 5s in their charts, but they're all 5 hearts desires, which is really interesting. And my last boyfriend he rode a 1000cc motorcycle. And yeah, just even getting on the back of that thing for someone who doesn't have 5 in their chart. This is how the universe brings us vibrations in the form of people so that we can experience those numbers and become all number. But yeah, my mum is a 5 hearts desire, my best girlfriend here is a 5 hearts desire. It's like, when you start looking at this stuff, there are patterns. And yeah, so that's the 5. It's, yeah, I just don't get that vibration at all. But I'm leaning into it, I'm learning. I actually moved into a 5 house, so I was like, yeah, I just want to feel more free, and I totally did. And then I got freaked out, I was like, I feel too free. Before I need to use somewhere else. It did freak me out. I just wake up and be like, oh, I'm just going to the beach, whatever, what else? It was really interesting. 6, how many 6s have you got? So 6 is the so the 6 vibration is really lovely. It is it's a vibration that's associated with just a natural maternal paternal vibration. 6s love being with their families. They'll take to parenthood really easily. Not to say that anyone without 6 in their chart couldn't or wouldn't, but for these guys it just comes really natural. Interestingly, my sister was never really interested in having babies or anything like that. Got married, the vibration of her name, her whole chart changed with the name, and 6 came into her chart. As soon as she changed her name, she wouldn't have babies and she's just taken to parenting. I'm like, who are you? You are not my sister. She's like, yeah, babies. I'm like, what is that? It's the 6. Like, okay, I can understand it it's also a vibration that is connected with just a natural healing. Again, not to say that people with that 6 in their charts can't heal, but the 6 is, again, associated with healing. And even if you're moving into a life cycle or a turning point where a 6 is present, yeah, and like, friend of mine, there are 6 maturities. They were never interested in healing until they moved into their 30s. Now they're really, really good at healing. Incredibly good. So 7, how many 7s? None? Should I just leave it? I'll just leave it. Ah, the enigmatic 7. The curious truth seeker. Yeah. So again, 7s are, they want to know why. They want to know why they're here. They want to know the answers to the universe. They want to know, they just, if you give them the answer to any question, they want to know why. And they want to know why, they want to know why, they want to know why. And incredibly wise beings, the information that a 7 holds in their body and in their brain, vast, because they would have spent, especially if it's further up in their chart, their whole lives gathering information. The challenge for the 7 is sharing. So again, this is what I've been going through as a 7 maturity. So I've been gathering all this information about numerology, but one of the lessons from the 7 is to share that they've gathered. It's also quite an introverted vibration as well. 7s like to spend time by themselves, as do 1s. If 1s don't have enough time by themselves and 7s don't have enough time by themselves, it's not good. It's really not good.
Can they go away together?
No. And 3s are really social. So 3s don't spend enough time with other human beings. They get a bit low. They get a bit sad. So again, it's why it's so important to know the numbers in our charts. So 8, how many 8s? None? None? Okay, so 8 is the abundant. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine there'd be many 8 life paths in numerology talk, to be honest. They're too busy out making money and being businessy and stuff. Vibration, because again, I don't have it in my chart. Not to say that I can't manifest my financial material wealth, but it doesn't come naturally to me. My sister, and I was talking about this last night, my sister is an 8 life path. Hang on, let me finish reading. The abundant, business-minded leader. Okay, this is a good story, actually. This is how numerology has helped me understand my family better, actually. My sister is an 8 life path. We used to play Monopoly together when we were little.
She always won.
She always won!
My husband's the same way.
She always won. I could never beat her. And the systems and patterns and, you know, like, how's she doing this? What's she doing? She was just playing Monopoly. She was just manifesting money, property, left, right, and centre. The amount of times I'd turn the board over and I'm like, and then I found out it's just 8 life paths. I'm like, of course. Manifested. Like, just such a powerful manifester. Financial and material wealth. So 8s are just really gifted in that space. My accountant is an 8 life path. Again, it's like I wouldn't have an accountant that wasn't an 8 life path. He doesn't even know. I told him he's an 8 life path. He's like, it's all right, you're in the right job, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure you're putting it through. So that's 8. So how many 9s we got? Okay, cool. So 9 is. So again, you know, if you don't have a 9 in your chart, it's, you know, we're not saying that you're not compassionate and you don't have philanthropic tendencies, but people with 9s, this is what they're drawn to. So this vibration, philanthropic, it's someone who is wanting to selflessly serve and give to others. 9s will always put other people before themselves, especially if they're people in need. So 9s, you're always going to see them being drawn to charities, donating, projects where you're helping people that are in need. there was someone that I gave a reading to recently who's got a 9 in their chart, they're not a 9 life path, and they haven't been living with that vibration, and things just haven't felt right. We actually went through the brand blueprint process, and we took a part of their business and we turned it into a foundation. And she's really happy because of the profits that her business are making to a good cause. And she's like, her whole life has changed because she started living with that vibration. But if you have a 9 in your chart and you're not giving back in some way, shape or form, you must. And the moment, even if you start volunteering somewhere once a month, or if you turn your business into a profit for purpose, or you're cycling some of the money that you're making to good causes, the universe will support you. And what's interesting actually, the lady that has the 9 in the chart, she also has an 8, so she is an incredibly powerful manifestor financially. So because she's married the 8 and the 9, whenever she puts on fundraisers, she raises an absolute shit ton of money. Like I'm talking tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this is what happens again when we're the combined power of numbers that are in our charts as well. Another example, there's someone who does sound healing, and they've got 3s and 6s. And before they did sound healing, they were just a musician. But now they're doing the healing work as well. So you've got the 3, which is the creative expressive, and the 6, which is the loving caregiver, which is a healing vibration. Bring those vibrations together, magic happens. So again, really important to know all the numbers in our charts and working with them in our lives. So, okay, how many? So, again, numerologically referred to as the 11-2. This is the, so it's the Master of Illumination, or the spiritual or inspirational teacher. So what I found pattern-wise is pretty much all of my yoga teachers have got 11s in charts. Fact. Again, not to say if you don't have 11 in your chart, you can't teach yoga, but there's a pattern there. What's interesting is the path from the 2 to the 11 is also interesting because the 2 is a following vibration as well. It's the complete opposite of the 1. 2s are much more inclined to follow, whereas the 11, you have to move up into both of the 1 vibrations of which you're here to lead. So, whilst the cognitive piece of the 2 vibration is here to just kind of be peace, these guys are here to teach peace, like on a grander scale, so to speak. So again, a yoga instructor is a good example of someone who's here to teach peace. But equally, I have an 11-2 in my chart, I'm not a yoga instructor. But there's so many people I can meet recently, they're like, let me teach. I'm like, let me teach. But that's the 11. And also, like I said before, very spiritual vibration. Yeah. So how many 22s in the room? Alright. Cool. So the 22-4 is, according to Numerology, a master builder. And this vibration carries the 4, but it also carries 2 2s. So again, it's someone who, what do they say about it? Yeah, and also, yeah, the master number vibrations are here to like raise consciousness on the planet. So the master builder vibration is to help people lay solid foundations and also promote a peaceful, harmonious, cooperative, collaborative way of being, which is pretty much everything that I'm about. Whether it's like brand blueprint process or whether it's spread the love, which is a community that is completely about raising consciousness, co-creation, collaboration, coming together. It's all about 2s and 4s. And then 33, how many 33s have you got? So the 33-6 is,
Oh, no, sorry.
okay, so you're 33, okay. Cool. So the 33-6 is the or it's also referred to as a cosmic parent. So people with a 33-6 in their chart, so it carries the 6 vibration, but it also carries the 2 3s. So these be creative, but they're also really gifted healers as well. So again, people that are using sound to heal, vibration to heal, anything self-expressive to heal. These people are also, they care an awful lot about other human beings, they care about family, they care about community, just naturally very loving people. Again, if you don't have the 33-6 in chart, it's all right, it's not that you're not loving and caring. But for these people, it just comes incredibly naturally. And neurologists refer to this vibration as the cosmic parent, because whilst the 6 is a very parent vibration, the 33-6 is someone who is here. If they choose, there are a few people on the planet that actually manage to vibrate this frequency. For most people, it's too high. It's too hard to vibrate this frequency. So far, I've only met 2 human beings that are close to vibrating at this frequency that have 33s in their charts. A cosmic parent. So these guys are theoretically parents to every human being on the planet, and their role here is to care for them and heal them through their work on a global scale. So the responsibility is really great. Most people, I mean, I've met someone who knows about numerology, knows they're a 33-6 life path, and have chosen not to go anywhere near that vibration because it's too much. And they just stuck at 6. And they're a really amazing healer and psychotherapist. They're very, very happy with that. But she actually lied to me about her date of birth. The first time I asked her, she told me she was, I can't even remember what she told me she was. And then we were at home like talking about something she put all together, and it transpired. They were like, "That's not your date of birth," and we calculated it, and she was a 33-6. I was like, "What's that all about?" She was like, "I don't want it. I don't want to be anywhere near it." Because people that have these master vibrations in their charts, according to numerology, if you're choosing to vibrate these high frequencies, you have to transcend all the stuff that the universe throws at you to have mastered these vibrations. So you can't, you cannot be getting a master frequency if you've not learned what you needed to learn in order to get to that frequency and to teach that way. And again, if you don't have a master number in your chart, that doesn't mean to say that you can't pull that in. What you can do is you can very creatively manifest for people who have those numbers in their charts to come into your life to teach you the way of the 11, the way of the 22, the way of the 33. And that's how we become a number. Because we are not our blueprint, so to speak. And it's really interesting because since I've decided to start moving at the higher vibrations of the master numbers in my chart, really interesting people have started sharing that. So, yeah, that is my intro to numerology. Does anyone have any questions?
No,
Of course.
not a question. But it's something that's really open up my mind. I often thought about numerology as it's got potentiality, but I've never had someone describe it as a good. And I find it really interesting because when people channel or speak to someone who's died, the thing that causes them the greatest remorse after their death is when they're shown the blueprint and overlaid over the top of it, or they actually did.
Mm-hmm.
The remorse is for what they missed, what they didn't do, what they didn't achieve. And yeah, it seems like numerology, if one were to align oneself with the potentiality of it and become all that one could be, you can avoid that.
Bingo. And this is why I feel so passionate about it, why I know I'm here to teach it, for people that are open to it.
I've never seen it before.
And like I said, we can be shown the blueprint, we can be given the information, we can ignore it, we can throw it out, or we can use it and we can move with it. Because when we move with the vibrations of the numbers in our charts, life gets easier. It's that simple. There's no coincidence that, how many days ago was it, Diego? I think it was what day is it today? Monday. It was a week ago that I decided to put on this tool. A week ago. And this vibration here is 7. And this is linked to specialism as well. So people, there's a really beautiful friend of mine who is a 7 expression. She teaches Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, and it's in the, I don't even know what space to call it. It's like he teaches quantum physics, epigenetics, just crazy stuff. But that's her specialism, and she's found it. And when she's teaching it, she freaking lights up like a Christmas tree. There's no stopping her. It's like she is so in her truth. She's so with that vibration. There's no stopping her. It's the same with me when I start talking about numerology. You've all got to experience it tonight. But it's like, and this is the other important thing. Even if we have our chart, we can still ignore it. So it's like you can be completely in the dark and don't know what the heck's going on and just bimble and bimble and bimble and maybe get to the end of your life and not have completely fulfilled your potential. Or you can be in the light and to you and still resist it. Hi. Like the guidance for me to teach this and share this information has been coming through for weeks. And I've just had resistance. Even Diego, I think I came to see you like weeks ago. I was like, oh, and you're like, yeah, come on. And then there was like an email, Kat, can you come do a talk? Like, nothing. And then it took another shouty pep talk from another beautiful friend who couldn't be here today because she's teaching yoga. It's no coincidence that a week ago I decided to do this talk, and 2 days later I put an event out on Facebook, and there were like 30 people. This is what happens, and each and every single one of you in this room knows on a deep level, a soul level, and I'm certain that many of you are not living that fully. I know it. And you wonder why life sucks, or why relationships don't flow, or why money isn't there, or money isn't coming as quickly or as effortlessly or as easily as it should be. And there's a clue, there's a whole bunch of clues in our blueprint. Because the universe has given us numerology to kind of help us out. And I get so frustrated with all these people like, find your purpose and da-da-da-da. It's like, or just get a numerology reading. just get your chart done, just get your blueprint. And then at least you're empowered and it's in your hands and you're not waiting to go on a course for someone to tell you what you're here or going through some massive process. Why am I here? What am I here to do? It's like, just get your chart done. And even if things start shifting and changing in your life, and you don't know what the fuck is going on, you don't know why you're really interested in healing, or you're really interested in guitar playing, or you really want to write a book, or I don't know, you really want to just move to freaking Cambodia and help orphans. We've begun to talk about the vibrational frequency of the years that we live and the months as well, because we all have a personal year. Our years move in 9-year cycles. Every year carries a vibration. It's so important to know what our personal year is because that is influencing everything that's happening in that year. Every month carries a vibration as well. So again, we can just be bimbling along aimlessly, or we can be moving with the numbers because every number carries a lesson, it carries a meaning, it carries a message. Like I'm in an 11-2 personal year, and I've been able to be at peace with why I'm so drawn to all crazy, super bonkers spiritual things that I would never have been interested in a million years. You know, I can go to bhakti yoga on a Friday and be like, oh, it's all right, I'm an 11-2, it's fine, I'll go to bhakti yoga. Kirtans, yeah, bring me the kirtans. Come on, kirtans. Transcendental meditation, bring it on. Atma Kriya yoga, bring it on. It's just like none of that stuff was present in my life. And if I wasn't aware of where I was at, I'd be fighting it and I'd be pushing it away when the universe is trying to help me out. And I know that I'm in them to persevere to help me with other numbers that are in my charts as well. So I literally could talk about numbers for days, months, weeks, years. I don't even know how much I was talking about last night. 2 hours probably. That's why you're all here again to hear more. But so what does all this mean beyond tonight? So as you guys have probably gathered, and it's something that I'm quite good at and I know a little bit about. So there are some examples of charts over there so you can actually see what one looks like. But I can do a really, really basic chart calculation for like $22 just for someone who wants to know the numbers in their charts. You won't be able to interpret it or understand it, but if you literally just want to know the numbers, that's fine. I would create a full in-depth reading for $111, and that has all of the information that you could possibly need. And then if you want to read someone like, I'm like, yeah, but you just go back to psychics continuously. You keep going to them for answers. You only ever need a numerology reading once. That's it, forever. When you have a numerology reading and you have your chart, I should never need to see you again. Yes, you want to come learn it. And then I teach you, and then you're empowered to take all that information into your life and share it with others. This is what I really like about numerology. Not just in any of the other modalities, but for me, it's a really empowering metaphysical science. It's not something that you've got to keep coming back again and again. You're not dependent on me to give you more information. It's like, I give you the download, I give you a chart, I will give you the best interpretation of how you can use those guidance that I can give you, but how you can be moving with those numbers better in your life, because again, there's always information that comes through where people are like, oh, I'm thinking about this or this, and I'm like, do that. Based on your chart, just do that. That can come in a year's time when you've done all these things, but just quickly do that. Okay, cool. And it's like, it's true, because you're moving with, like, there's such certainty when you move with those vibrations. Or like, I'm thinking of traveling here. Yeah, that's a 5-year next year. Yeah, we're meant to travel. It's cool. Just knock yourself out. It's fine. Off you go. A friend of mine was turning 40, and she was wanting to go to the States, and she was only in Oregon, and I was like, it's a 5 months, just freaking go. Like, you're going to be traveling in a 5 month. And again, the universe just supports us when we're moving with those vibrations. Talking to someone earlier, and they're in a 6th year, and it was only when they kind of started kind of getting cozy at home that things settle down in their life. And this is what happens if we're not moving with the vibrations and numbers in our charts. I'm moving into a 3 personal year next year. I know that creativity is just going to go boom, my social life's going to go boom, whereas it's been a bit more chill this year because it's been about having more peace and more balance. Given the choice of going out or staying in, more often than not, I've chosen to stay in or go to yoga. Some kirtans. So that's something that's also really, really important. So again, your chart will give you that information. It's really, really important. You'll know what your personal year is. You know what personal month you're in. So that's the chart. But yeah, once you have one chart, that's it. You never, ever, ever need, theoretically, you would never need a numerology chart, but again, because this is Pythagorean numerology as well, this is the purest version of it. And then I'm teaching, of course. So that is going to start here next Monday. It's a 5-week course, but it's 4 weeks of study with 1 week in the middle for you guys to be using it and practicing it. Because what I find is, like, I've done some courses, like I did a shamanic journeying course at the beginning of the year. Again, but sometimes you kind of get so caught up with the course and you can't remember your medicine wheels and circles and this, that, and the other. So I've decided to put a break in the middle so that the stuff that I teach in the first 2 weeks, you can go and like integrate it, or be, like calculating people's life paths or working out what their personal years are, and and then when we come back, the last 2 weeks there'll be kind of more information, but it won't be overwhelming. It will just be like drip feed, exactly what you need. And again, I could have just given whoever does the course a massive download in like a day. For me, it would have been easier because I just give everyone all the numerology stuff and then it's like that. And I was like, no, that sucks balls, because then you're not integrating it. And this, I care about people learning this and then integrating it in their lives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drip feed stuff in easy, manageable, bite-sized chunks each week, and you're going to have home play each week. So I'll give you a download in the first week, and then you'll be able to go away and practice that, and then come back and practice it with yourselves, and then I'll give you a bit more information, and then you get some home play, and then you go away and you practice it, and you go, oh, what's the line mean? Etc. And then there'll be a break. So again, you'll have home play, extended home play, and then the last 2 weeks again, I'll just be giving you some. So there's no overwhelm. It's all simple, effortless, easy, and again, because of my master building tendencies, everything builds on top of one another. So it's really, really simple. So in the first week, like, we'll go into depth about. For me, I'll be giving you so much more information about the vibrational meaning of all the different numbers as well. And like, I'll be able to talk to you about the meaning of double numbers, triple numbers, quadruple numbers. I don't know how many people have ever seen 11 frequently. Yeah, there's so much I can tell you about that. There's not enough time for tonight, but I'll be able to tell you about how the universe is communicating with you through numbers, and when it's giving you feedback. Because the universe is communicating with us all the time, right? So it could be through totem animals, it could be through a message that comes from another human that you meet and making a decision. But the universe is always communicating with us from us. So there's no coincidence there is 22 on that thing there. And I noticed it when I came in, I was like, of course there's a 22 there, because I see 22s all the time. And I was over at the aircon, and it was 22 degrees. I'm like, of course it's 22 degrees. And this is the other thing that happens when I give a reading. Your soul knows the significance of the numbers in your chart, and your soul would have been trying to communicate those numbers to you as well. So there was a friend of mine I gave a reading to, and I was talking to them about the 8 and 11 in the chart. I was like, oh my god, they're my favorite numbers. I was like, really? Yeah, because they're like in your chart. So yeah, when I used to play football, I could never decide between being an 11 or an 8. I was like, yeah, they're both in your chart. Can we tell you about the significance of them and how you can move the frequency of them? So, yes. So you can have a really, really basic chart, and there's examples of them over there. You can have a full chart that I will email to you for 111. You can have a full reading for 333. For some people, if they can't afford it, we just pop it into 3 separate chunks, so you can pay in 3 installments, it's fine. For me, I don't really care how payments made. If you're feeling to have a reading done, just have it done. Your soul is calling it in. It is a decision that your soul makes. The fact that you're all in this room is because your souls have brought you here and they've gone, I'm going to tell you you know. And what else can I tell you? Yeah, and the course. So the course starts next Monday on the 10th of November. It will run for 2 weeks, then we'll have a little break on the 24th, then we'll come back 1st of December, 8th of December. So you'll have all this beautiful information in time for Christmas so that you can talk the hind legs off of metaphysical donkeys at Christmas parties and over Christmas dinners. And oh, you're a 9 life partner. Oh, are you doing any charity work? I should be. You really should be. So much easier if you were. So, yeah. Does anyone have any questions?
Is there a number 10?
Not. So according to numerology, 10 is a karmic debt number. So 0 doesn't carry anything numerologically. So if you've got 10, the 1 and 0, then you get 1. But there is information to share about the number 10. And also, the final thing is, for tonight, I've decided for anyone that wants to do the course and have their chart read, I'll give you a $111 saving. So instead of 777, it will be and the interesting thing is, we've always been taught that 666 is a really bad number, but it's a very, very powerful number. Very powerful. So again, you've got but yeah, and also anyone in business, and I'm starting, like some of my students and some of the people that I've done meetings for are starting to use master numbers in their pricing. Magic's happening, just saying. None of this 97197 bullshit. That's the double numbers.
So, could you use numerology, say, for business training?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is what we'll cover in the course, because I'll be teaching anyone that takes the course how to calculate the numerological vibration of any word, any name, anything. And I use it in the brand blueprint process. So when people just done it with someone, you know, all these names are coming up and you're trying to decide, because we're channeling the names are just coming through the process. It's a whole other evening to tell them about the way they do it. The names are coming through, and I always use numerology to help with the names, because you would, you know, if you've got a healing business, you wouldn't want a 4 vibration, for example. You just wouldn't. It's just not going to fit. If you're starting an accountant or a lawyer's business, you want to be ideally looking for an 8 vibration. So yeah, and then I'll be teaching you all of that, how you can manifest using numbers. So human beings, buildings as well. So the place that I've just moved into, really high vibration building. The whole building is a 7. My flat is an 18, so 1 + 8 is 9. And the road, Queenscliff Road, when you do numerology, that is 11. So yeah, it lives on as well.
So if you live in an apartment, you use the building number plus your apartment, or you just count it as the building?
It is, you calculate, so the space that you live in carries a vibration, and then the building. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to look in reading, if you'd like to have your chart done, blueprint done, if you'd like to take part in the course, just cool. Thanks, guys. on the 10th, next Monday. We run this Monday the 10th, we're following every Monday with a break on the 24th, and then Monday the 1st, Saturday, 18th. So
I say, and then you can have like business credits for the high school. Yes, I would make
So you coming on? Anything on Saturday? No? Yes. I'll send you a thing for it. A link for it. I'm so tired.
Thanks, Emily. Veg. Ah. So do you work at the markets, or are you just a regular? Oh, you just. I don't think I work there. I just kind of stand there behind the stall that I, start in the morning and just start talking to people. Enjoy my Sundays.
I've been going to that market.
No, it's not coming right.
Yeah, right. Second time. Yeah, it's nice. It's awesome.
It's good, like it's, kind of connected with people. It's interesting that people have come through that used to be at the markets. This whole energy is like over the years.
So it's interesting how,
Yeah, absolutely.
But I've got like friends now doing the market, so I wouldn't mind. Just have it.
forthcoming more energy point of view, where the shape of the four is sticking around.
That's right.
Still,
But that's not what
Everyone's kind of doing their little thing here, bye.
I mean, it's,
and the seeker,
I love it.
Oh,
I do love
through
it.
the ego, which is this muscle of guides.
And it's very fun.
Stuff like that. 3 and 7 creative is
really?
the same. 6 is the same. 6 is this